don't talk to me about this. Go talk to the nuns because they're women and they would totally understand. So I said, okay, and he said, okay, and we said, okay. So like, I get into the convent and I asked for Sister Mary, Alice, Josephina, Anna Maria, June. So like, she comes down, she goes, what's the problem? I go, I'm totally PG. She goes, are you in a movie? I still don't get it. And like, I go, no, I'm totally with Charles. Like, Mary was a Jesus, except like, I do know who the Father was. And she looks at me and says, blasphemer. I said, no, surfer. And she says, well, you have sinned in the eyes of God. I said, no, I didn't. I had a really good time. And like, she looked at me and said, no, you didn't. So like, I say, penguin, how would you know? So I said, forget it, okay? I'm going home. Because like, you know, like my mom is like really cool, you know, like she's really cool. She always like says, you know, come talk to me if you like can't talk to anybody else because I'm totally your best friend. So I go home and I go, Mom, and she goes, what? And I go like, I'm like totally PG, and she goes, oh, you're in a movie. And like finally I got it, you know. And it's like, no, I'm not in a movie. I'm like totally with Child. Like Mary was with Jesus, except like I do know the Father was. And she goes, what? And I go, God. She says, well, spit it out. I said, okay. I'm pregnant. And she goes, oh, and she runs upstairs into my room. Like she got my suitcase and like packed all my stuff. And like she brought it downstairs. She went into the basement, got a screwdriver, came upstairs, totally changed the lock on the door, you know. And like she opened the door and like handed my suitcase and like totally threw me out. And I'm like, whoa, okay, like you're really supposed to be like my best friend. And like she couldn't hear me, you know, like she just couldn't hear what I was saying. So I just said, okay, you know, I'm not gonna freak out. And just like took my stuff, you know, and I was walking down the beach. And like I happened to pass like the Jiffy cleaners. So I could go in, you know, and I bought these hangers. And like I went to the girls' bathroom on the beach, you know. And like you have to take all the paper off the hanger because like you don't know where it's been. And like you have to take the hanger and like you have to untwist it and like you turn it into like one long piece of metal, you know, and then like you have to hook it at the end and then you have to take it and you put it up and in until you like you can feel the uterus and then you're supposed to pull. And like, I don't know, like I just messed it up, you know. I just like really messed it up. I'm not gonna be able to have kids and I'm not freaked out about it, you know. No, I'm not because like, you know, there's so much I really want to do like with my life, you know, so many things I really want to see, you know, and I really love to party on the beach with my friends because like we totally have a really good time, you know, and like you can't like drag babies around like that. It's totally not fair because like they have to be really stable, you know. But like I'm never freaked out about not having kids, you know, because like, you know, I mean, I'm really fine, you know, I really love my life, you know, and like, you know, I have so much time, you know. I'm not freaked out, you know, because like I'm turning 14 next week, God, you know. I mean, there's like so much I really want to do. But like, I don't know, like if you're ever like on the beach or something and like you want to go for a walk or something or just talk, like I'm always at the seawall, you know, like all you have to do is like come and look me up, okay? Okay? Okay.
Pray God you can cool. I'll stand outside this woman's work, this woman's world. Ooh, it's hard on the man. Now his part is over. Now starts the craft of the Father. You've got a little life in you yet. I know you've got a lot of strength left. I know you've got a little life in you yet. I know you've got a lot of strength left. Should be crying, but I just can't let it show. Should be hoping, but I can't stop thinking. All the things we should have said that we never said. All the things we should have done that we never did. All the things I should have given but I didn't. Oh, darling, make it cool. Make make it go away. Give me these moments. Give them back to me. Give me the little kiss. Give me your hand, baby. Give me your pretty hands. Oh, darling. Should be crying, but I just can't let it show, baby. Should be hoping, but I can't stop thinking. All the things we should have said that we never said. All the things we should have done that we never did. All the things that you wanted from me. All the things that you needed from me. All the things I should have given, but I didn't. Oh, darling, make it go away. Just to make it go away.
Hey, hey, no, 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 yeah, yeah. People keep on learning. Soldiers keep on worrying. World keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Oh no. Cowards keep on lying, while your people they keep on dying. Yeah, 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 yeah. World, keep on turning, 'cause you know it won't be too long. Yeah, 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 yeah. Said I thought I'm glad he let me try it again, 'cause the last time I love I learned the whole world does it. Said I'm down, I'm glad I know more than I know they gonna keep on trying, yeah, till I reach for higher ground. Yeah, 'cause no one's gonna let me down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Higher ground, yeah, yeah. Reach for higher ground, yeah, yeah. Reach for higher ground. Oh.
Woo! You can't say nothing to me about that, but I told you what it meant. And it's Mother's Day. Oh, yeah, I gotta say, I love you, Mom. I love you, I love you, I love you. Carol Burnett stole this one. I don't know if I pull a ear, because I believe we should represent people by the way they are. And I'm never gonna forget them days. Woo! Because sometimes you scare the hell out of me. But we are here today. Happy Mother's Day. We're going to say it a little bit early, because we are a little bit early because we know that we are both moms. Yes, you ain't got to adjust your camera. I am a woman. Don't get it twisted. You ain't got to adjust shit. You ain't got to fix nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. This is me. I is she and she is me. Am I right? Guys, it's a day. It's a day. Always a blessing to be alive and to be here and to be sitting in front of this woman that I admire so much, that is by my side, walking, running, fighting with me. When I say fighting, we're fighting together side by side. We're trying to handle good trouble. And when you see us sitting under this bridge, it's some, as old folks said in the South, some mess done got started now. And it's time to talk about it and be about it. It is a beautiful day, as I said, and it is a blessed day. Again, we want to make sure that we wish all of you, mothers, a happy, happy Mother's Day.
Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day, ladies.
It ain't easy.
And you dads holding it down for them children. Happy Mother's Day to you too.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, because get me with these 3 sons I got. You tell it like it is. Happy Mother's Day.
That's right.
That's a blessing. Right. Happy Mother's Day. Now, guys, other than me, I want to make sure all the moms have the best Mother's Day ever, always. And we know we're mothers every day, 365 days of the week. Sometimes the phone ring when we don't want it to. I want to make sure that we also acknowledge we are still waiting on some more about Brittany, and not some little snippet that we already knew. And then anytime we're talking about this, as you guys know, we talk before we come on. It's just what we do. We gossip. It's a mess now. So we got to gossip. So to get in good trouble, I saw the video of Brittany, you know what I mean, this week. And I realized I did some research. The video was old.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I was like, oh my God, she looks good. She looks okay. But I realized that was last few weeks' video.
Mm-hmm.
It was just letting it be known that, you know, how the WNBA was going to be honoring, you know, Brittany, which is understandable. And I'm glad. But after we did our show, Count the Days, then we see this post on the news, Politico and all of them, that was saying that they were taking a stand and they believed that now her being held was unlawful.
Right.
Unlawful detention. Yeah, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, Denise. You know, I think that, ladies and gents, I'm your host, Dion Johnson. If you're just coming in and wondering and you already don't know, by now you should know, but I'm always going to say I am Dion Johnson. I'm your host of Can You Handle the Trouble? And this is your co-host, always by my side, the wonderful, beautiful, lovely Denise Marie Harris. And I say Men's Harris. I always say that. We'll talk about that another time, but I will say, girl, I was watching Daddy dance the other day I was watching Daddy dance with my wife because I had to show her how, you know, what he did. And she was just blown away. But anyway, and I give that man his praise. Yeah, Denise has a grandson. God, if somebody could come back, and if you believe in reincarnation, that's our men's. That's our men's. And when I saw him doing the split, I said, oh, damn. That's Al right there. So y'all better look for the next dance craze within the next 18 years, or probably 12, because Al started young, maybe 6. So anyway, let's move to something more. We're gonna let Denise, because I do this. I'm trying to get y'all ready for this woman because it's gonna get real serious right now. So we did and I'm gonna bring the hee and the cursing like I always do, and seriousness. But Denise, when you saw this with Brittany, what was your thoughts?
Well, my first thought was, thank goodness they finally got on track. And second was, why they take so long? No, because for the United States government, first of all, they've had us since February. We just found out.
I know.
But the government has known about this since February. We're now in April, May, all these months later. And so now they're protesting it, as they should have all along. So I was like, okay, everything moves really, really slow, and now they're taking a more aggressive fight about it, and the WNBA is going to have her initials on all their courts, and really trying to keep her struggle front of mind of everybody connected to WNBA. So I'm glad. I mean, you know, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I thought the charges were trumped up from the beginning. I said last week on that video they showed, you saw no date or timestamp. Normally, under these circumstances, those kind of official videos have date and timestamps. There was no date and timestamp. So I don't know if he put it in there, if they doctored the video later and made it look like, I don't know. But I don't trust what's going on. I just think that they're holding her. Now they've extended it for a few more weeks that she'll be detained. And it's just like sticking it to the United States because of our support of Ukraine. Period. That's what I believe is going on. That's what's on my mind about it.
But then, even in the process of them doing the stick it to, as you're saying, for me, how long is she going to be stuck? You understand what I mean? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, what does Russia really want to do with this? And I'm sorry, but I have to ask this question. And this is the question I want, Rachel Maddow, everybody asking. I want people writing in, about this. Write your senator, write. March, what are you going to do? What's going to happen after the fact? Because as you mentioned on the last show, when we really made this a forefront, and we're going to always talk about it because we're going to be her voice. What is going to happen?
I'm really worried for her. I mean, because Russia has laws on the books that are anti-gay. I hope they don't find somebody to say something in that vein about her, because then her goose is cooked. So I'm just really concerned. We need to get her home as quickly as possible. And I want to hear D.L. Hughley talking about it. I want to hear Rachel Maddow talking about it. I want to hear Joy Reid talking about it. Just like you and I have a commitment that we're not coming on without opening with her, no matter what else is going on. She needs to get talked about by these people, Roland Martin, who have much larger platforms. Our platform will be that big one day.
Yes.
We're working on it. They need to take this stick and run track. Take this baton and get moving with it.
Because we're calling on them. Because right now, you know what I mean? We're standing on your shoulder, so you got to go ahead and take lead. We're just getting the fire lit. But if you don't get us twisted, don't underestimate us. You know what I mean? Because as I said, there's the money. We're collecting quite a bit of money by shutting down, a lot of things that we were allowing Russia to do over here with the banks, all of this stuff, and everything that they had. We have there. I mean, those are not boats or ships. Those are like Navy. You know what I mean? Big Navy. I'm like, wait a minute. That's those $5-6 million. Some of them 30-40 million. You know what I mean? I think that they had one that was $90 million. Even Biden had to speak on it. It's like even he was blown away. And my point is, you can't make an agreement to get this young lady back.
We'll see how it goes.
We're gonna keep speaking about it. Say her name, Brittney Griner. Keep saying her name, Brittney Griner. And asking questions.
Right.
Asking questions, because for many reasons we're doing this. For one, like you mentioned on the last show, we know they have some other detainees. But in having those detainees, as you said, they took a pledge, a oath, and they are a part of military. So they knew the consequences of what was going to happen when they got involved, because they knew what the assignment. They understood the assignment.
Right.
Let's put it like that.
Right.
Where she's just a young lady that's doing something she loved, playing basketball.
Right.
She didn't have an assignment other than basketball. So in the retrospect of that, more needs to be done. And and guys, wear your bow ties. As I said, I don't have one on today, but I promise you, I went out the other day and I had a bow tie on, and I was like, wow, because I was like, I got to do this. I said it. Nobody saw me, but I'm gonna take pictures now as I'm out, because I'm gonna do it, because it's just something that she likes. Everybody has their thing. I like vests. She like ties. The point is, it's just something to keep and say her name, speak it, type it, put a picture up, because this may be the only way we can get her home safely. Seriously. But I was looking now as we started the show. It's Mother's Day and all of that, and we started really serious, because this week got really tricky for us. Started Monday. And the wind got knocked out of us, because we were hoping See, we wasn't on that wish. We should have been on that wish. Remember said in things I wish we would. We were on that. Oh my God, I hope they don't take it away. I hope. And guess what got just laid out there for everybody to know about? Just happened to be there. And Politico was able to grab it up. Just happened to be there. We got to read their first drafts. And their writings were plain and clear that Roe versus Wade was definitely going to be done away with, without a doubt. And because they were given every reason, in sync. So we were watching it, as we do. We have something when we come in, we give you something you can either listen to or understand. And that was Whoopi Goldberg. And of course, my co-host sent it to me. I stalk her page. So anyway, I'm the stalker of her page. So anyway, I'm looking and I see this. And at first I'm thinking it's just Whoopi being Whoopi. But something in my soul this time really made me just really listen. And that's why I love when she does this. You know what I mean? The surfer girl thing. But as I listened and it got deeper, I was just taken aback. Then I looked as it shows on there, and we make sure you know that she wrote this in 82, performed it in 84, and here we are, 82 now. Here we are in 22, and they're trying to overturn Roe versus Wade. Dennis, you got to take it because I don't have no energy. Because see, when I know that when they start with us women first, our rights, our right to choose. If we allow them to do this, then I'll be somewhere trying to shoot somebody about my marriage. So, because I know when you allow people to take and you don't fight back, that is another form of bullying. And they will continue to bully and to take and take and take and take. And the only way to stop it is to take the power away from them. Free them. Free them, Denise.
As much as this may seem it's about abortion, it's not about abortion. It's about power. It's about minimizing your ability to determine your own life. This is bigger than whether or not you have a baby. Because we need to understand that a twice impeached, disgraced president who lost the popular vote by 3 million plus votes appointed 3 Supreme Court justices who did not have the support of the popular people. Only 29% of Americans believe that Roe v. Wade should be overturned. And it doesn't matter to them because they are invested in the white power structure. And that is straight white men retaining absolute control over the direction of this country, culturally, financially, and morally. We are a pluralistic society. We are not just a Christian society, but from their point of view, we are. I saw this interview with a Muslim woman who said, there's nothing in the Quran that prohibits abortion. I know there's nothing in the Jewish faith that prohibits it. There's nothing in the Buddhist faith that prohibits it. So what we're dealing with is fundamentalist Christians trying to reassert control of this country. So right now, and it comes down to elections matter, don't they? It comes down to elections matter. Congress codified Roe v. Wade. They made a law that took Roe v. Wade and codified it. It's called the Women's Health Protection Act. They codified it. They sent it to the Senate. guess what? The Senate ain't going to pass it. Guess why? Because we would need to filibuster to pass it. We need to break the filibuster.
You see me take my vest off. I ain't tell you I'm hot flashing. It's that I'm hot. I'm flashing hot like I'm red hot mad.
I also feel very strongly though, it's just the beginning. I do believe those 3 justices were put there to first take away Roe v. Wade and next come after gay marriage. Period. Because they find they're losing a poor, uneducated working class.
But Denise, real quick, let me ask you this, because I know you know. Now, you said they feel they're losing a poor. My reason for asking is, what is Roe versus Wade going to do with that? How is that going to affect it?
How it's going to affect it is that the majority of women who've had abortions are Black. That's something a lot of folks don't know. The majority of abortions happen in the first trimester, within the first 3 months. And the majority of women who are getting abortions are doing it in their 20s. What does that mean? That means that these women are deciding to not have their careers and their education interrupted because they are on an upwardly mobile trajectory. So they want to disrupt our trajectory. I mean, I am sure with Karine Jean-Pierre, that Black woman, that gay Black woman, now being the new press secretary, is turning their stomach.
Girl, we'll talk about that on the next show because I'm happy.
So what I'm saying, representation matters. So what they're trying to do is cut us off at the knees. Because once you control your body, you control your future. Not to mention the many other ways. Having an abortion is not just about having a baby. Many abortions are because rape, incest, it developed outside your fallopian tube. You're not going to be born with all of its organs. An abortion to them is punishment. Taking away your ability to have an abortion is punishment for being sexually active.
But they're sexually active.
But they're men. I mean, wouldn't the next thing be to pass a law that says anybody accused of impregnating a woman has to have 25% of their salary taken? I mean,
that part right there. That part, not 25. Let's go higher.
Where's the law that once you stop squirting dog water and you can really produce sperm, you have to have a vasectomy until you prove that you're capable of taking care of the kid if you do impregnate a woman? Where are the regulations for men?
They've never been in it when they got the little blue pill. Well,
I'm not promoting regulations for men because I don't think there should be any for anybody.
But if they want them for us, I'm going to promote it. I think it should be even across the board. Each human being be in decision of their own mind and body. Yes.
When it comes to the autonomy and the privacy of your life, they dug down. I believe it was Ben Franklin. I may be wrong. I'll check my history. But somebody who was one of them people involved in 1776 doing this Constitution said the Constitution should be revisited and revised every 10 years.
Well, guys, we're going to take a quick moment. The light's flashing. We're going to show you a video because we're going to talk about that video. And she's going to come back and talk about this Constitution as well.
I asked him if it would be sufficient to overturn a long-established precedent if 5 current justices believed that a previous decision was wrongly decided. He responded emphatically no.
Neil Gorsuch, for whom you voted, don't you think he's probably going to vote to overturn Roe versus Wade if given the chance?
I actually don't. We talked about whether he considered Roe to be settled law. He said that he agreed with what Justice Roberts said at his nomination hearing, in which he said that it was settled law. When I asked him, would it be sufficient to overturn a long-established precedent if 5 current justices believed that it was wrongly decided? He emphatically said no. I do not believe that Brett Kavanaugh will overturn
His precedents are
Roe v.
overturned.
Wade. What Judge Kavanaugh told me, and he's the first Supreme Court nominee that I've interviewed out of 6 who has told me this, is that he views precedent not just as a legal doctrine, but as rooted in our Constitution.
Guys, we were just, looking at the video and talking ourselves, and you see Susan Collins there trying to say how stunned she is. Why? When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. One of the Trump appointees it may already be a rapist. We know he attempted to rape a young lady. They raped. And if he had that little care for who she was, what makes you think he cared? He didn't care about her rights then. So what would make you think that he would care now? Again, Denise and I were just talking, and there are five. Let me show them to you. Now there they were sitting there looking silly. 5. 3 appointed by Trump. 2 appointed by the Bush men. Bush Sr., Bush Jr., both George. Who Sr. and George's mom and Sr.'s wife and George's wife are pro-choice. And it's odd because at the time, though, both of the... At the time, basically, a lot of lies have been going on that we don't understand. Trump just told I felt poked a bear. But again, this clarifies what Mrs. Harris is telling you. This further makes every word right now that came out of her mouth a truth, a strong truth. She spoke something, we're showing you something, and they come together. It's not adding up. See, we couldn't understand why Trump had to appoint 3. We know we lost one to death. So, but what we couldn't understand was what's so fast. Why so fast? We now know that's probably what was promised to Mitch McConnell. Because these older men, as she said, wanted to shut this down.
They think they can turn the clock back. But I'm telling you, elections have consequences, and Joe Biden, he don't care. Just give him the tools, and I believe he'll deliver. And the tools he needs are the right people getting elected, which leads me to, I don't want to forget, if you're in LA, May 14th, from 10 to noon, there's a rally. The Women's March LA.com. There's a rally called Ban Off Our Bodies. You need to be there. Dion and I are going to be there. Maybe we'll see you there.
And anybody got some money on my books? Because if anybody show up that I think had anything to do with this, I might come out swinging.
And I'll tell you something. I went to an event last night, a comedy event, because I needed to laugh. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to some young people, and I mentioned this to them. And I said, those marches that happened with George Floyd, because of the pandemic, you get to thinking that you're all alone in your thoughts. But when you find yourself surrounded by 100,000 like-minded people, you're like, you know what? We can flip this script. And that march that happened, the inauguration, the day after Trump's inauguration, that like 4 million women in
Oh
the
my
United
God, I
States,
saw it.
watch, March 14th, be a part of history again.
Be a part of history again. And it's already happening though. Yesterday I was looking from city to city. I was in swell. My heart was just overwhelmed. Because see, as Denise said, and I say this because it's great. This information is on this show. Stay on it, come on it, and get it. Because as she spoke and I spoke, because we're speaking about what you need, and it's so clear and so easy. You don't need a dictionary. Any kind of encyclopedia, Google, for our young people, social media to understand, and we're clear about it. My point is, when I'm looking at us, they're forgetting that we have new generations coming. And as you were saying, these women, young women, are in control of when they want to be pregnant, if they want to be pregnant, and really trying not to. And sometimes things happen. But they're not going to let you, after they done left mom's house, tell them what to do with their body.
And what I find so annoying, these women passing these people through, them chicks are menopause out. There's no threat to their life. These men making these decisions can't even do nothing without Viagra. If then, how dare you?
How dare you?
Dare you interfere with a young person's ability? Oh, I forgot another interesting statistic. 60% of the women who have abortions already have at least 1 or 2 children.
Wow.
So they're managing their life. It's called the unintended pregnancy. It's called an unintended pregnancy.
But see,
It's
the thing
called-
of... go ahead and finish.
Well, again, all these people who say my vote don't count. Yeah, it did. But you got to show up, because this is something they've been fighting for and planning on for over 40 years. So you got to show up in June at your local elections. You got to control who's going in the state. You got to control who's sitting on that school board deciding that Johnny Has Two Dads is a bad book, as opposed to a book. Because what they're afraid of is normalizing any kind of life that's outside of their box, their definition of the books you and I read, Dick, Jane, and Sally.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember, like I didn't have no house with a fence. I didn't have the bike my family had, we had to share.
We had that in common.
You had to put in a reservation for your turn. There was 1 boy bike, 1 girl bike. There were 2 boys, 2 girls. What?
That's my mom. 3 boys, 3 girls. The 2 oldest ones had bikes, but the 4...
Make a reservation.
Yes, we boy and girl. You riding today, Sean? Yes, I am, Dion. Okay, well, I can't ride.
I'd get up at 7 in the morning and take off. You couldn't find me. You didn't have something.
That sounds like you. We're going to figure it out. But the thing is, too, as Denise was saying it, I'm sitting here thinking, hey, my people, my LGBTQ people, you think they're going to stop with this?
Oh, they're not.
So I'm saying that this is not only a walk just for women. Women's rights are human rights. This is
what I don't understand, though. Answer me this.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please explain to me the log cabin Republican club that is all gay people? I don't understand it. I don't understand Black Republicans either. So it may be the same, like
they are, but it's a don't ask, don't. That's why. Wait a minute. You're opening the door. If y'all get a chance, please make sure that you watch when they had the luncheon they had with the presidential help me because I'm having a brain fog.
The White House correspondence
dinner. Trevor Noah was amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's worth
on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. It's worth for 34 minutes because how he read DeSantis, I don't even want to say his name right, DeSantis was amazing. But let's go back with what you said about log cabin. That's why I said that. And Lindsey Graham. See, he's already telling you, and the Republicans, the young one now that they just found that's running, they found out information, remember, that was telling how they was doing all this stuff with him, trying to give him drugs and do this stuff. And now he got caught, remember, where he was showing his parts with the guy, poking the guy, having it in front of the guy's mouth, talking about it, they were just funny. I don't know. I know straight enough to know through raising 3 boys. And know straight enough to know, homie, don't play that. If you're able to really do that, you both are already entertaining it. Don't you get that shit bit off. I'm being real with you here. If you're allowed to do that with a man,
straight guys don't play.
They don't play that. Come on, you got both. Come on, they don't play that.
I got 3 sons. They'd be up for a homicide case.
Homie, don't play that. It's not being negative. It's just being. They don't judge, and they'll love on us to death. But they don't play that. So my point is, you asked about the log cabin. That's Abe Lincoln. That means that like things stay in the closet, it's gonna stay in that cabin. But at the end of the day, we're going to fight because we want to be able to keep this cabin. Am I making sense to you? That's why DeSantis came out with Don't Say Gay. Think about his title. This is a gay woman. I'm telling you what he's saying. He's not saying don't be gay. Listen to what he's saying. The man means what he says. Damn it, stop telling our goddamn business. Don't say it. Don't say it. Then we can still play with the boys. We can still have our fun.
And act like it's not here.
And it don't exist because that's the way it was in the old days. Think of the word log cabin. God damn it, that was Abe Lincoln.
And before I forget, because the point needs to be made, abortions will continue. It's just more women are going to die.
Hence, going back to the show, what you saw at the beginning of the show, if you missed it, go back and watch it with Whoopi Goldberg. There was a strong sadness to what happened, and that's what Denise is trying to tell you. The difference this time, that's I fear more than the clothes hanger, is the drugs or different things someone would tell them to take. Do you understand what I'm saying? In this new modern thing, or they'll go to Mexico and it's not sanitary, like they were doing, you know. So my hope is you're right, that we won't get to that point. You know what I mean? That's my hope. Guys, we're going to listen to, we got another show. We're going to take a minute, and we're going to definitely let you see. We're going to put a video on with Vice President, you know, see what Vice President thinks about it, what the VP thinks about everything. This is one strong woman, and I was like, okay, I already know homie ain't playing it, you know, at all. And so let's see what Miss Kamala Harris has to say.
Now, at this very moment, Roe v. Wade remains the law of the land. But let's talk about what a world without Roe looks like. Women in almost half the country could see their access to abortion severely limited. In 13 of those states, women would lose access to abortion immediately and outright. Those Republican leaders who are trying to weaponize the use of the law against women, well, we say, how dare they? How dare they tell a woman what she can do and cannot do with her own body? How dare they? How dare they try to stop her from determining her own future? How dare they try to deny women their rights and their freedoms? You know, 3 years ago, when I was the United States Senator, I asked a question. Can you think of any laws that give the government power to make decisions about the male body? And the response, you'll recall, was essentially, can't think of any. So when we look at the big picture, those who attack Roe have been clear. They want to ban abortion in every state. They want to bully anyone who seeks or provides reproductive health care.
We're back. You know, that's one classy lady. And I have to admit, I got a little upset, and this for all you people. See, I take the blame so that y'all can start saying, yeah, that part right there, oh, she right, I'm wrong. So I don't mind owning my wrong. But mine was because when Kamala won, I was so elated. And this woman knows, we were through the moon. And a lot of people that were riding the fence with Biden flipped all the way over on the side of Biden when he announced her. I mean, everything shot like this. Especially with women and educated men. It just... So my point is, I was ready to see her just out here. Just doing this. But I forget that they went into a hellhole. Blind. I mean, it's like going into a war zone with no warning of where the enemy is shooting, where's the safe zone, none of that. And you got to go in. And they went in behind a fool who his own office that people would go to back in the day looked like it was just, like they said, cobwebs on files. So you can only imagine what that looked like. So and in my understanding and what I see, and it takes time, she's a learner. And Biden is a great educator, and he's gonna make sure, and there's a lot to be done. So I'm worried. Everybody should be worried of what she's gonna be doing, because this was a great pick. Because if you look at Kamala, everything Kamala has touched, I'm finna scare y'all for a minute. She's the same track as Hillary Clinton as far as the way it's weaved out. Because everything she's touched has turned to gold. She's a winner. And a hard worker. So basically now we're looking at when we listen to her. Do you think, Denise, that the Democrats got something in store though? For what's happening?
Do I think what?
The Democrats have some kind of plan in store? I mean, why can't we do the filibuster? Is it magic?
Well, you need 60 votes to break a filibuster, and we don't have 60 votes.
Okay,
so again,
Biden can't do anything. He can't veto that either.
Yes, he can break the filibuster by executive order. He's not ready to do that yet.
I say it's time now.
Well, it's time. It's time around voting rights.
Yeah.
We can't get the John Lewis Voting Rights Act passed because
that's why I say it's time. If he break the filibuster, get all those things passed. They can't.
I truly don't know what he's waiting for, and I don't know why he won't. I believe, unlike our Supreme Court, he's concerned about setting precedents that it's unavoidable that having that majority is going to go back and forth. So while we got the majority, we break the filibuster, pass our laws. Then they get the majority, they break the filibuster and roll back everything we pass. And it'll be a ping pong circus. So he doesn't want to start that, but he may have to.
I understand that, but it's getting treacherous.
Remember, because you and I live in progressive California. Most of the country is center. They're not left or right. So if he starts doing extreme stuff right before an election, then they'll use that against him. They will use that against him. And I think what Chuck Schumer's doing is the right thing, which is taking this Women's Health Protection Act to to the Senate, and make them vote. Make them vote against women's autonomy over their own bodies. Put that on record, because I told you this long before this happened. I told you this election was going to be about abortion. I knew it, and the Republicans are freaked out about it because they wanted to talk about the economy. They wanted to talk about COVID. But I tell you what, when it comes to the economy, we've had ups and we've had downs, and that's what the economy does. It goes up, it goes down. Even at a bad time, we know it's temporary.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
All these kitchen table issues they talk about, gas. I remember I was a teenager And if your car, based on the last number on your driver, your car license, if you were odd number, you get gas on odd number days. If you were even number, you get gas on even number days, and the gas was high. We've been through this, and we'll go through it now. But we also know we're going to come out on the other side. It's temporary. But you know what ain't temporary? Mess around with my right to have autonomy and control over my life. And I've got a new thing. I'm not calling them pro-life. I'm calling them anti-women, because that's what they are. Pro-life makes it sound like they're for something positive and nurturing and no. They're anti-women, period. They're anti-love, because they want to decide who gets to love who next. And they want to decide who gets to know about love in all its variations. What? When? Why do you have the right to do that? I don't understand. Who empowered you to do that?
White privilege.
People, like 14 of those senators, all their states combined don't equal the number of people who live in California. Why they got that much say over my life? I don't get it. So we got a lot of cleaning up to do. We got to do it incrementally. And it's all about, at the end of the day, elections matter. We got to push harder now than we did for Trump, to get rid of Trump. We got to push harder. And because we have to make sure that people are showing up in these midterms, because midterms determine a whole lot, and they tend to have low voter turnout. We can't turn out low. We got to take control of these state legislatures back, because it's those laws. There are 13 states that the minute they overturn it, 13 states automatically, as of
yes, honey, yes. Speak again. The states are above me and Denise as we are talking, guys. Look at your screen. Look above us where it says abortion on the line. You have your states right here ready. You got Arizona, you got Texas, you got Dakota. Oh my God, North Carolina. This is crazy. Louisiana, Alabama, man, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio. Denise, these are really pretty predominantly southern states.
You got states that now have gone purplish blue, that they've had this abortion law on the books for so long, they didn't even pay attention to it because they never believed they had to worry about it.
Check your state.
And now the Governor Whitmer, the woman who they were going to kidnap, she's running around trying to get it codified so that they can't trigger. They're called trigger laws. They can't trigger removing a woman's right to abortion. Then you got states like New York and California who are saying we'll be a sanctuary state. Just get to us. You got corporations like Levi's and Citibank saying, if any of our people have to go to one of these states, we will reimburse you. Where the hell do I live? What is going on? Abortion refugees now? Are you kidding me? It's crazy. It's beyond crazy. And as I'm saying, elections matter. Let me say this. If you live in LA, you see all these warm and fuzzy Rick Caruso for mayor television ads.
Yes, you do.
He's marching out them Black and Latino people and talking about how great he is. Well, you know what else he is? He was a Republican until he decided to run for mayor. Then he switched. And he's also a contributor to Republican anti-choice candidates. Now, yes, there are some Democrats he's given to, but he also gave to anti-women candidates. So I don't trust him. I don't trust anybody who changes their registration just to win an election. Trump did that shit.
You gotta watch him. Guys, let's pay some bills. Guys, we are back. We're giving you some stuff. We're giving you some real good stuff today. Some good knowledge, some things that you can hold on to, because we're very serious about what we're talking about. And if you're just tuning in, we can't catch you up, but we're gonna tell you where we are now. Right now, we're still talking about. I can't believe we are in 2022. That's all that's wrong with me right now. But accept. Get ready. It's okay to be angry. Now here's where action comes in. We're talking about how dare they think they have the right to tell women what to do with their bodies. You know, I shouted because Denise said, who on earth could think such a thing? And I quickly said, that somebody has to feel like they're supreme. Because you have a God complex. Seriously, because for you to think that you can tell me what I can do with me when I'm not harming you, it's beyond me. And as we were saying, and now everybody's scrambling everywhere, you know, because I really think that everybody was like me. Well, I hope everything turns out right. I believe it will. I wish it will. Meanwhile, TT over here, Tiny Terror, was saying, no. Wake up, my sister. This is what it's going to be about. She's telling you. It's going to be about abortion. They're coming at it. They're not. Because she saw the playing field. I saw it, but I was on that wish. But I saw it with those appointees of Trump's. I truly saw it. And when we didn't, and when Biden, like you say, he's not done with the filibuster. Okay. And then we still are not looking at trying to stack the court, which could have helped. He's playing by the book. Here's why I play devil advocate. When you get in the ocean, and there are sharks in the damn ocean, you better learn how to swim like one. Or you better learn how to move, do whatever you got to do to fit in, to get in, to stay alive. This is a time, Biden, where you take off the good hat and you play Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Because there is a time, as my mother used to say, and I'm going to say this, Dion, go wash the dishes. Okay, I'm going. Dion, go wash the dishes, baby. I'm going, Mom. Baby, would you go wash the dishes? Mom, I'm going. Get your... Now, I see, you drove me to it. I was trying to be a lady with y'all. But y'all don't understand until I become a real threatening bitch. Why I got to change who I am to get you to do right? Point of what I'm saying is, sometimes you got to change who you are to get somebody to treat you right. To know what you want. Like with us women. Men, a lot of some men always label us as bitches. That time the month gave us all these excuses. Well, now is the time for us to show them how we really feel.
You know, I believe that Biden comes from the era when a Democrat and a Republican would sit down and have lunch and figure out a compromise to make things happen. You know, he tells the story about how he got scolded by his party for his close friendship to John McCain. John McCain got scolded by his party for his close association with
Joe Biden.
He comes from an era of civility. And when the Senate, regardless of which aisle you sat on, had a sense of purpose and understood the art of politics is the art of compromise. He's holding on to that when in effect, I believe, he believes what Michelle said, when they go low, we go high.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying there's no high anymore.
Mm-mm.
There's no high anymore. And so you've got this new generation of the squad, those congresswomen, you know, who Maxine can finally take a breath because they acted out for her.
Mm-hmm.
She used to be the only one. Now, this next generation of representatives are coming up saying, oh, hell no. And they're even coming up on the other side with Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz. So there's a new kind of coming into the halls of decision making. So the question becomes, how does Biden pull all our people together who act like feral cats in a bag? They're all, you know what I'm saying? But we have to keep remembering that the majority of the country, all of those women are from cities. You know what the advantage of coming from a city is? You're exposed to many different kinds of people.
Yes, without a doubt.
So you have a larger worldview. And they're up against people from rural places who are like, what? What? You're gay? What? You're transgender?
Yes,
what?
yes. Oh, you said it so right. Really, honestly, best way to have.
It's shocking, and it's not something they even know how to approve. But I got news for them: your approval is not required. Your approval is not required. Just live and let live. Let people have their lives. You don't have to meddle in them.
That's it. And I think they get the misunderstanding that when we tell you who we are, oh, I am gay, or I'm transgender, or I'm, bisexual, whatever it is, that we are doing this to get, your approval. Or for you to say, okay, I'm happy with that, or I agree, or no, you shouldn't do that. Hell no. When I tell someone, it's just in a retrospect of a respect, so that you won't find out later down the road. So that I know where whatever, I don't want to say friendship, but whatever association we're going to have, I want to know right then where it's going to stand. Do you follow what I mean? Because if you have the thought in you that you are against LGBTQ, or you are overly religious and you don't believe in that, you don't have anything to do with it, I want to get started right then. Let's do that before we go too far. And not even just in association of friends, about people you associate with. I don't want to make you waste your time and I waste mine. That way we can agree that we see each other. If we want to say hi, we can. If we want to say bye, we can. If we want to just keep passing like two ships in the night, we'll do that. But it is certainly not for you to tell me how to live my life, because I've been doing fine before I ever acquainted with you. And so were you. So I think that's the thing. But see, that's the thing too with abortion. Here's my thing with that. The funny part about this is, even with Collins and all of them, let's not forget, these people are getting paid big bukus of money by these corporations, these senators, and people. Some of the people of Congress, a lot of them. She's not concerned about her granddaughter or her daughter if she has children. If that were to happen and she goes to mom and her and mom are close, unlike what we saw with Whoopi, and mom wants her to have what's best, and she said, Mom, I can't have this baby, he and I just broke up and I don't want him back. She's able to take that young lady, probably fly anywhere she wants to fly her. Probably has a doctor that would say he pulled her tonsils. See, this is stuff that people have to realize. You guys, this is why the vote is very important. Because at the end of the day, you got to make sure that you know that you know that you know you know.
And the funny thing is, all of this is fear-based because the tide is changing. Beto, when he ran for Senate in Texas, he only lost by like 1 or 2%.
Mm-hmm.
He only what? And that was without Trump in there meddling around. My hope now is that the way Kemp and Perdue on the Republican side are beating each other to death. Oh no, that's Georgia. I'm sorry. Abbott's in Texas. But my hope is the way Abbott and the guy he's running against have so beat themselves to death, and Trump's in there meddling because he couldn't get Abbott to disclaim the election and get him some more votes than what he need. Why did he even need to be in Texas? He already won it.
Yeah, I know.
But he was running around trying to find more votes. If he got more votes, he wouldn't have got more electoral votes. I don't think. I don't know.
This was all about the money. Come on, we talking about 44 and a half. Everything that took place for him now, maybe not for the Republicans, because he's the one that has the money. Koch brothers not gonna keep giving out money.
He keeps coming up with excuses to get that money. But I just want to say, the tide is changing. They know it's changing. They know they're losing control. And so they're doing whatever it takes. Because the truth is, they don't have any policies. So they run to these wedge issues. They run to hate because they have no policies. We have policies. We have health care for all. We have student loan forgiveness. We have Medicaid expansion.
Mm-hmm.
We have increased Social Security, because if you only live on Social Security, you're eating dog food and skipping meals some days.
Especially if you got a health problem.
We have policies that we are running on.
They don't have any.
They have wedge issues. They have, well, don't you hate the same people I hate? Well, if you hate the same people I hate, let's stick together.
But either way, if you're trying to say nothing's getting done on the Democratic side, it's sure in the hell not going to get done on the Republican side. Because if you're just sitting there, really, just go back from 2016 and come up to the early part of 2020 and tell me what you find. Because see, what I don't like is that nobody on that side is speaking about the unemployment, percentage now.
3.6%.
Come on now. Come low as ever be. Come on.
Created in the last month, 428,000 jobs. I don't even know why these numbers stay in my head.
Because it's important.
I heard it today. I'm like, what? I was typing away about something else. 428,000 jobs this month. I'm like, all right.
Look good. That's what I'm telling you. And guys, speaking of voting and jobs and having a platform to run on, brings us to Raphael Warnock and Stacey Abrams.
Yes.
And our goal is to make sure that you know that it doesn't matter what state you live in. The senators are what we're having problems with.
Right.
We have to get more people in the Senate. Now you're asking me, what the hell does that have to do with me, Deion Johnson? That means that if you're in one of those states and you have a senator and he's not doing a damn thing, and he's one of those Republicans that's sitting there messing with your rights and wanting to tell you who you should love opposed to how you're going to eat tomorrow, then you need to try to see, or you don't need to try to see, you need to be one of the first ones at the polls voting his ass out. And my brother,
92% of the 22 million jobs that were lost during the pandemic have been recovered. 7 million jobs altogether added since the beginning of his term. And the guy's doing a hell of a good job. The other thing I wanted to let you know is that the last time we spoke a week ago, Warnock was down 2%, right?
Yes, he was.
I want to thank the abortion haters, because now he's up 5%.
Oh, we're going for 10. And I need you guys to send money. As I told you, go on his site. $1, $2. If enough of you send it, guys, do it as a damn joke then. Just say, I'm going to just give this money just to see what the hell happens. Pick some states like where, Mitch McConnell, you got Warnock. Oh, DeSantis. Pick. And just say, I'm going to start donating money. And not a lot. I'll give $2 or $3 every time I get paid. I'll go online and I'll donate and see what the hell happens. And if enough of us do it, watch what could happen. And Georgia, Georgia. Sweet Georgia. You did it. I'm going to keep saying it. And it made me think of that old song, girl. I used to listen to it with my daddy, God rest his soul. Let's do it again.
be clear, if Warnock loses, we lose the Senate.
Without a doubt.
So we have a vested interest in his victory. And I wanted to, since we were talking about Georgia, I want to talk about Stacey. Stacey's in a dead heat. Dead heat.
Yeah, but Stacey's calm, and I'm giving my money. So I hope that you guys are.
Yeah.
Cause see, that's an investment for us.
Right.
Cause we want that governor's seat. That was her seat. She's only just, like as Maxine Waters said, reclaiming her time. She's reclaiming her space. That was hers. Because I don't care what you say, I am a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. Glad to be. Because I'm that motherfucker that's going to save your ways. Because I'm going to be the one already got it ready and know how I got it together. I got the map. I know where we're going. I knew it was happening. But my point is, they cheated her out that seat.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
And they're trying now. She's in court all the time as they're passing legislation to undermine her ability.
Her ability.
All kinds of craziness.
The problem that they have with her now, I want to say, I feel for you when you mess with a woman scorned. It's like when she went through one horrible marriage. I don't want to be the other husband to come behind that, because see, she done wrote the book. She done kept notes. Now, but this is like marrying the same man twice. Stacey knows. And again, why do we love her so? Because she didn't go and quarrel up to die. She didn't say, I'm gonna quarrel up like a snake. I'm gonna go away. It was unfair. They stole it from me. You took the governorship. I gave you a president. I gave you a president. I gave you a president. Not only did I give you a president, we got a black president. She was very, 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 very instrumental in what took place. We saw it. She hauled ass. She told them how to do it. She pretty much took this and put a bow on it, wrote George's name on it, and gave it to him. Just like that friendship Biden had with McCain. McCain's wife never forgot it.
That's right.
And while 44 and a half was talking about her husband, Biden was at the funeral. Biden was saluting her husband.
You know Biden made her an ambassador.
He should have. He really should have. This woman, when she walked up and spoke, pretty much, I don't care what you say, anybody that loves him, and McCain was loved in that time, in that state, handed him. Trump, pretty much like I said, also played a part. He put the stamp on the gift that was sent to Biden. He paid for, you know how you say, I bought the gift, but I got shipping and handling. He paid for the shipping and handling. So we know. Guys, we know, and you know. And if you don't know, we know that you need to know how important it is for you to get your ass out and go vote, and to start planning now. Now. Don't be unprepared like the young kid that's going through high school at 12th grade and he don't know what he's going to do. Graduation day is 15 days away. And he ain't got no damn plan. And he looking at mom and dad saying, I want to do a, what you call it, what do you call that year? Gap year. Now, I don't know where this gap stuff came from, but I'm here to tell you, I ain't play that shit in my house. What no gap? I done planned for your ass to get the hell out of my house. You can gap, but it won't be in this residence. You understand what I mean? And not being negative. But, I mean, I don't want you also going, the point is, that's one subject. My thing about this is what I'm saying is don't act like that. We have seen what can happen. We are seeing what is happening with us already in charge and just having the one vote of Kamala coming down to cast. You got Joe Manchin over there playing the song that he's a bad mama jam. He's sitting there just playing with us. Where if we get complete control, guess what? His ass is back in that corner like a mouse.
Joe Manchin is doing ads in Virginia for the Republican congressional candidate.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Not the Democrat running against him.
Well, the
Maybe there is no Democrat running against him. Maybe it's two Republicans running against each other in the primary, and so in the primary he came out for the one. But Joe Manchin is a whole other animal.
He becomes irrelevant if we flip the Senate completely. If we get more bodies in those
We need
seats.
5 senators. We need 5 senators.
I say give us 6. Give me some room to breathe. God damn it! I need some room to breathe. Somebody might drop. You know what I mean? Let's do a little more.
Next time we do the show, we need to talk about Val Demings because she's running against Rubio.
Yes, we definitely do. We didn't forget we were gonna move it, and then this happened. You know.
Right.
But guys, go ahead, Denise. No, but we had discussed we were gonna talk about Val. This happened because Val Demings is definitely something we need to watch, and I hope like hell that Rubio is left in the dust with his tongue hanging, looking, wondering what the hell hit him. But I know it's gonna happen. It's time. It's really time. Guys, this has been a day that we enjoy because we enjoy helping, but also it's bittersweet because we wish that this wouldn't be happening. It is, but we're ready. We're built for it. We're made for it. And if you want me to tell you why, here's another one of my moments. I'm gonna need you to stand beside me with this, Denise. Women, it's time for you to reclaim your power too. It is time for you to reclaim your power. You are the giver of life, the carrier for 9 months. Every one of you, the women that choose not to even have children, you're somebody's aunt. You know, you're related some kind of way. You're nurturing in some kind of way if it's just to your boyfriend or your friend or your lover or whoever. My point is, for the women, and it's a lot of us, that are married and you have husbands, you control more than what you realize. Cut it off. It is important and imperative that they understand how we really feel. I'm even talking to mothers who just have sons, gay women like me, that have sons. Let my son walk up in this house talking that mess. He'll be eating crackers from the store across the street. Not from my house. My point is, I looked up and I was laying one night and I was looking at TV and I was looking at the funniest thing, and some people can get upset, but I was looking at Felicia Rashad Cosby Show. And I thought about her, and then I happened to turn again, and she was on Empire, acting amazingly. Amazing acting. Then she was on Tyler Perry's movie. Amazing. And here's a funny thought I had. I said, Felicia, you've been all around doing wonderful things. Now, who was that man you were married to? Who was he? Again, I can't think of his name. That's what I'm going to do it. It's an act. Because I couldn't think of it. And I had to look it up. That's how irrelevant he was until to me. Maybe to the men in sport until he married her. So then let's go back to Norm Nixon. Yeah, I'm going there. Because I wasn't in that time frame. When I got to know Norm, there was Debbie Allen on Fame. And there I was, too, little bitty girl. I want to live forever. I'm going to learn how to fly. I'm just jumping and skipping. My mama tearing up everything in the damn house. She hollers, she losing her mind. And I'm trying to be like Debbie. So you want Fame. We acting it out. Me being gay, the first time I heard that Debbie was married, I cried for 3 days. to beat Norm's ass. Didn't even know who he was. We didn't even have Google for me to find out. I had to ask my grandmother now. It's power. Because they were able to be rejuvenated through that. And so many other women. Beyonce, Jay-Z, you were doing a great job. I'll go you one better. Donald Trump. You treat your wife like she's nothing. But during that whole election and running through the whole presidency, you were reaching for her. It was her who was snatching away. So if you guys want to know where I'm going with this, I'm about to land this plane and get in my boat so we can sail off. We are important. It goes all the way back to the beginning. We are in the situation we are now because Eve told Adam to eat the apple. You understand what I'm saying? So The point I'm trying to make is time for us to remember how important we are. I don't care what we're marching, wherever's a march, a husband needs to either be beside you or wondering where he gonna get his dinner. And you don't even cook anymore if you just ordered it. If he just wants you there just to be his friend. Because at the end of the day, Beyonce, Jay-Z, you take Beyonce away, they still gonna, I don't care what you say, I promise you this. We're watching it. Barack, everybody was in awe. Here come Michelle, made one speech. Even Barack said, I became irrelevant almost. I became Michelle's husband. Same thing with Martin Luther King. Where's Coretta? Where's Coretta? See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That rib is important, ain't it? Especially though y'all like that pork. A rib is important, ain't it? I said, took the rib to make, you know what I mean? Out of the rib, you still gonna be missing it. We have a power. We have a voice. We are needed. And if we allow this, how dare us? How dare us? We are asleep at the wheel. We are asleep at the wheel. I assure you. It is time to really not reclaim, but remind them of how powerful we are. And the men that love us women, you need to be right beside us. Now's the time, Jada, speak to Will. Now's the time. Say, come with me. This is the time. Because this is serious. It's life-changing. So every son, every daughter, every granddaughter, everybody, let's all pull together. We really shouldn't even, right now with this issue, I shouldn't even be able to do this. Because if it's somebody there making sure the networks are running, Denise, it shouldn't be nobody in no offices or nothing. Everybody should be out trying to fix this stuff. It's the truth. We should really, that's almost what it takes. Is that shit shuts down. Because we out here. The minute we heard it should have been, oh Lord, shit has shut down. I'm gone. Make people really show who they are. You know what I'm saying? See who really on what side. Because sometimes you'd be surprised. Because I saw people screaming on the other side, people screaming here. And I'm like, what the hell? But on this side, they looked a lot older. They really did. They had a look about them. Like you said. But that's okay. I just gave you something to think about. The conversation should be when we going. Where's the next march? We're going to be there. We're going to be there. Because you don't never know. Don't say I got sons. Because that son, we have a lawsuit going right now, don't we? With Cedars-Sinai. But that son may have to make a decision in a state that does not allow abortions that could save his wife's life.
That's right.
We're going to leave you with that. Give him something they can feel, Denise.
Our days of being naive are over.
Yes.
Every election is about your life. Every one of them. At every level. We can't afford to miss any of them. We can't be naive and think long as we show up for the president, we're going to be all right. And I'm going to tell you something. Those marches are important because they're so powerful and they create an energy that blows across this country. And you can feel on a spiritual level, you could feel the energy changing after George Floyd. You could feel it like electricity.
The shift.
And so come to these marches. They will make a difference for you. You won't feel alone. And you might make some new friends. I've made some there.
That part right there.
So March 14th, from 10 to noon, City Hall in LA, 200 Spring Street. What I tend to do is I drive down there to a parking lot and I Uber to the march. And the last 3 times I did it, I was so invigorated for the march, I slowly walked back to the parking lot.
Yeah, that's all you was at one of the marches. You was there, I saw you about this tall, the man about this tall, and you were ready.
So that's the march.
But we'll be there. We're going to have some great footage. We'll be back Sunday and showing footage and talking about it because we really want to feel the energy. But we also want to let our voices be heard. It feels good to be able to be free to do that.
Come on, show up and show out with us.
Show out with us. Find us. Find us. Don't get all up in our face, but get up in a
Wear comfortable shoes.
Definitely.
Don't come cute.
Definitely. Now, if you try to be cute, then just stay on the side and scream.
It's better to have a backpack than a purse. I'm just telling you.
She just saying. I'm not going to have either of those. I'm just going to have myself in my little comfortable clothes. You know what I mean? So, yeah. No. I it's been a while. I might want to get out there and really act the fool.
No.
No, I'm talking about like really be just talking and meeting everybody. Why are you here and what do you believe in and what's going on? And not judging them. Just asking questions. To get a feel of what the atmosphere is like.
I'm not convinced that people who don't think like us are going to show up. I don't know. I hope so, because I love to have those conversations with them. I've done it in the past.
Oh, they show up. That's why you had them like this. When you watch it on TV. Yeah, it's always going to be a few of them. So, that's going to show up, them people. And that's their right. Just as long as we stay nonviolent.
Right.
We can agree to disagree.
And so that's it for today. We'll see you next week.
We're going to see you next week, guys. We're going out. Denise and I wish you the best. We wish all of the mothers, the aunts, grandmothers the happiest birthdays they could ever. Happy birthday. It is a birthday, though. A celebration of mothers. And every day is your day, without a doubt. This is just the day, Sunday is just the day that we choose to truly celebrate you. And the fathers that have that play that role. Guys, we thank you for sitting under this Edmund Pettus Bridge with us. Every time we come here, we feel his spirit, the late John Lewis, and we know that he knows that we are getting into trouble, good trouble. Why? Because he knows that Denise Harris and Deion Johnson can handle the trouble. All we ask of you is, can you handle the trouble? And if you can, please come sit under the bridge with us and let's talk about it. This is going to be our signing off. We love you. We appreciate you. We're going to leave some information for you to get in touch with us. We love hearing from you. We want to hear from you, and we're ready. We'll see you next week. Hope to see a lot of you down there marching. Denise, happy Mother's Day, my angel.
Happy Mother's Day, my friend. Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've taught me everything, and everything you've given me I always keep inside. You're the driving force in my life. There isn't anything or anyone that I could be, and it just wouldn't feel right if I didn't have you by my side. You were there for me to love and care for me when skies were gray. Whenever I was down, you were always there to comfort me. No one else could be what you have been to me. You will always be. You will always be the girl in my life for all time. Mama, you know that I love you. Ooh, you know I love you, Mama. Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears from the stars. And Mama, I just want you to know that loving you's like food to my soul. It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine. That's your way. You always walked a step behind.
may have appeared to go unnoticed, but I keep it right here in my heart. I want you to know that I know the truth, that I would be nothing without you. Oh, did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wanted to be, and I could fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wanted to be, and I could fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. And mama, mama, you know that I love you. Ooh, you know I love you, mama. Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears from the stars. And mama, I just want you to know that you are the wind beneath my wings. Happy Mother's Day to my mom, Michelle Jacobs, and to all moms. Enjoy your day. Love you. Hey, hey, no. Yeah, yeah. People keep on learning. Soldiers keep on warring. World keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Oh no.
They say life is what you make it, yeah. But I believe